Good morning, fellow farmers. Like I told you in my last video, which was 2 months ago, I'm down to 2 chickens. A virus came through our neighborhood and many people lost chickens. Mr. Rooster's inside the coop. Guess he doesn't want to come out and visit us today. Here it is, nearly the end of May. Spring only has one more month. And my garden got planted really late. Let's go take a look at it. Oh, one of the chickens wants to come out and visit us. Oh, and the rooster's going to come and protect her. Mister, would you like to crow for us? I fed them leftover cornbread this morning. They really like that. Well, let's walk around to the other side. And I'm going to spin around, hopefully not too fast. I haven't planted down in this garden in a very long time. However, this year, a tomato came up. I didn't even plant it, but it's doing really well. And it has about half a dozen tomatoes on it. Well, can you see that one? Where is it at? The sun is in my eyes. There's one. And then there's some up top and some on the other side. I'm excited when something grows that I haven't even planted. It's doing quite well down here. So I decided I would plant more tomatoes. There's one. And then yesterday I planted 2 little ones. You could probably not see them, that I had started from seed and they weren't doing well. So I decided to put them out here and hope for better luck. They're kind of like a Roma tomato. That's not technically their name, but that's the kind of tomato they are. And I planted a whole bunch of butternut squash. My husband really likes butternut squash. And this is another Roma tomato plant. It's doing quite well. I started from seed and it's growing lusciously. Now, if I can keep the rabbits and the gophers and the squirrels away from them, I'm going to have enough tomatoes to make lots of salsa and tomato sauce. Lots of good things to make with tomatoes. You see that plant in the background with the blue purple flowers? That's a plumbago, and it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And since it's not in the way of anything, I don't even trim it anymore. It's so pretty to look at. As I get closer, I'm spying an orange flower inside there, which there must be inside here. Yes, a cactus, and it's blooming. Isn't it pretty? Nice and orange. I'm not sticking my hand in there. I've been stuck by cactus way too many times. And we'll take a trek across the yard here. This is my last onion bed. I'll be pulling up these onions maybe a week or so because they're starting to bulb out, which is really nice. Beautiful. Oh, I don't know if you can see the bee. Oh, he flew away. And then we have a couple bees. That's why I always like to plant flowers in a proximity close to my vegetables so that they can get pollinated. I have a tomato here that I grew from seed. I don't know if it is a early girl or what it is. I forget to label things. Lots of tomatillos growing in here. And I have green beans coming up everywhere. Another tomato plant with my zinnias. And this This fence here will be loaded with cucumbers in about another month. I have lemon cucumbers, slicing cucumbers, and pickling cucumbers. So I'll be making bread and butter pickles and pickled dill pickles. And this sunflower is about done. I have more green beans. My corn is very small this year because I got it in late. We had a very, very mild spring, and it wasn't warm enough for the plants to go in. So we've been eating, however, string beans for a whole month. There we have one right here. I have to pick them almost every day because if they get too big, they get stringy and they're not good to eat. They're too tough. I dug up all of my potatoes and I made string beans with baby potatoes, onions, and bacon. Very delicious. Reminded me of what my grandma used to cook. Now I have this sunflower, which is done, and now it's all seed, and the birds are enjoying it. Then this sunflower came up on its own. I'm going to call it a bush sunflower. Maybe it technically is, or maybe when the seeds got planted by the gopher, the squirrel, or bird, or whatever, they reverted back to their natural way of growing. Here's my chocolate sunflower. It is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Down in here, I have my butternut squash. Hard to see, too many leaves. I actually planted 3 plants right next to each other in my walkway, which was silly of me, but that's what I did. And I have more tomatillos or green salsa. My pomegranates are really loaded this year, and we are going to make pomegranate jelly again, which we did last year. It was delicious. We ate it all up really fast. And I did make some pomegranate syrup. Yes, syrup. Got my tongue tied there for a minute. Well, that's about all I have over here. I've pulled up 2 full beds of onions. I still have a few carrots growing. I like to plant wildflower seeds next to my faucets because my faucets leak a little bit, and so they get watered without my having to even pay attention to them. They are so very pretty though, and the bees love them. And of course we need the pollinators. I'm going to walk up to the garden up closer to the house. There may be a few things still growing there. I need to plant my beets. I need to plant more carrots. And of course, 4 o'clock's morning glories, whatever you want to call them. Once you plant them, can't get rid of them. They are everywhere. One of my few rose bushes that is left, very pretty roses. It's doing quite well this year. And of course, my upper garden, oh boy, does it need to be weeded. I just can't seem to keep up with the weeds and the crabgrass. Now in this bed, I had my white potatoes, dug them all up, and now it's loaded. These are all sweet potatoes. Oops, sorry. These are sweet potatoes. And these sweet potatoes will be ready for Thanksgiving. My husband's rhubarb plant, I finally dug up the basil that was here so this rhubarb could stretch out and have more room. The last of my carrots. And look at this. We cut 1 cabbage and we still have some more heads in there. I'm so excited about that. A few more carrots. And this is, I'll pull one up so you can see. It's very small, but look at that. That's garlic. Love to grow garlic. So easy to grow. So there's the garlic. This is where I had a bed of red onions, which you can see I pulled them all up. Now I'm going to need to hang them up so they can dry. This is an Armenian cucumber. It does very well. My daughter really likes them. And this is a cabbage plant. And I have these crazy white butterflies that are laying eggs, and they're going to ruin this cabbage. And more sweet potatoes, a little bit of lettuce, and my artichoke plant is done for the year. And lo and behold, when it came back as 3. So when the fall comes, I will dig it up and I will separate them, and I will give it an entire bed of its own. And this eggplant is from last year, so I'll continue letting it grow. I have another garlic here that maybe I'll pull up. Yeah, nice garlic. Let it sit out here and dry. Lots of mint. Mint grows wild. And these are bachelor buttons. The bees really like them. They're doing quite well right here. I don't remember planting them, but I must have. I have a little bit of zinnias right here. And this peach tree came up a while back from seed. And it is absolutely loaded this year. I am going to make peach cobbler, and I'll freeze some peaches, and maybe even make some peach jelly or jam. Around here is one of my other beautiful rose bushes. It is so pretty. I love roses. But out here with the gopher infestation, I have to plant them all in tubs. Because when I moved here 30 years ago, I planted like 30 rose bushes. And excuse me, I didn't move here 30 years ago. I moved here 20 years ago. But the gophers ate all but a couple of my rose bushes. There's another one of my little flower gardens. And I have a rose in there in a tub. My last tub of carrots. Let's see what we have in the way of carrots. I'm ready to pull these carrots up so that I can plant beets in here. I don't know if they're big enough yet. Oh, there's one that's fairly decent size. Yes, it's a nice sized carrot. They grow nicely in this tub because there's a lot of soil, so it's very deep. Yeah, look at that one. So we're going to have clam chowder for dinner, and I will put some carrots in the clam chowder. Little teeny tiny yellow rose. It was one of those teacup roses. And my tub of chrysanthemums I've had for quite a few years. All the oranges are done except this tree. This tree was here when I bought the property. One of the few orange trees that does well. We also planted 2 blood oranges, but they're done for the year. These are more juicing oranges than eating oranges, and we do love to juice. Well, it's been lovely talking to you. I hope you all have a blessed day. Bye now.